What if I told you that the way you hide your money could secretly decide whether you live in abundance or in scarcity? Not the amount of money you make, not even how much you save, but the exact place where you let it rest inside your house. It sounds almost unbelievable, doesn't it? And yet, for centuries, spiritual masters, philosophers, and mystics have warned us that money is not only material, it is energy. Energy that breathes, vibrates, and responds to the invisible field around it. Your home is not just a shelter of walls and furniture. It is a mirror of your mind and a temple of your destiny. Every corner carries its own frequency, its own silent power. And when money sleeps in the wrong corner, it absorbs the wrong fate. Think about it. How many times have you felt that no matter how hard you work, no matter how well you plan, money slips away like water through your fingers? You call it bad luck, you call it unfair. But what if the truth is that you yourself have been feeding the current of poverty without realizing it? What if the hidden places you thought were safe are in fact traps, suffocating, draining, and weakening the very energy that should be multiplying for you? This is not superstition. This is not chance. This is the subtle law that connects the seen with the unseen, and ignoring it could mean carrying the silent weight of scarcity for the rest of your life. Right now, as you listen, your home is shaping your future. Every drawer, every room, every space is already influencing your finances more than your bank account itself. The truth I am about to reveal is uncomfortable, but it is also liberating. There are exact places inside your home that act like black holes for prosperity. They swallow opportunities, block growth, and leave you wondering why success never lasts. If you continue putting your money there, you may be unconsciously repeating a ritual of poverty every single day. But the moment you understand and change this, you open a portal where your money stops being a prisoner and becomes a magnet, a living magnet for abundance, stability, and freedom. Stay with me until the very end, because what you are about to discover will not only change the way you store your money, it will change the way you attract it for the rest of your life. And once you see it, you will never look at your home or your future in the same way again. Have you ever felt that strange emptiness after receiving money? An emptiness that comes not from spending it, but from the quiet sensation that it is already leaving you. That moment when you look at your hands, your wallet, or your account and wonder, why does it disappear so fast? Why does it never feel secure, never feel enough? Many believe it is because of bad luck, poor planning, or simply the unfairness of life. But what if I told you that the real reason might be far more hidden, far more disturbing? What if the walls of your own home are silently deciding your fortune? Think about it. Your house is not just where you live. It is where your thoughts linger, where your emotions unfold, where your energy rests. Every space, your bedroom, your kitchen, even the smallest drawer, is alive with invisible vibrations. Ancient traditions spoke of this long before science began to measure how environments affect our psychology. And yet, most people dismiss these subtle forces as if they were fantasy. But what if the truth is that these subtle forces are the most powerful of all? What if the true key to abundance is not how hard you work, but where you let your money sleep at night? Imagine a person who works tirelessly. Every month, their salary comes. They save carefully, avoid unnecessary expenses, and dream of building a safe future. But every time they look, the money is gone. Emergencies appear, opportunities vanish, the sense of stability never arrives. They start to believe they are cursed. They lose hope. Now imagine this person suddenly discovering that for years, they have been hiding their money in a place inside the house that acts like a magnet for poverty. A simple choice, repeated unconsciously, that has been draining their prosperity. Does it sound impossible? Or does it sound frighteningly familiar? You see, the truth is uncomfortable. Certain places in your home act as silent traps. They consume, distort, and weaken the energy of your money. These are places most people would never suspect. Corners where we believe our wealth is safe, when in reality it is being suffocated. Every time you put your money there, you are unconsciously repeating a ritual of loss. A ritual you did not choose, but one you perform every day without knowing. And like any ritual, it creates consequences that echo far beyond your awareness. Here is the question you cannot ignore. How many times have you felt anxiety when going to sleep, thinking about bills, debts, or the future? How many times have you promised yourself that next month will be different, only to watch the same cycle repeat? What if all this time the problem was not your effort, not your intelligence, not even your destiny, but the silent decision of where you hide your money? Can you imagine how different your life could be if you reversed this choice? The most unsettling part is this: your home is not neutral. It is a living field, a mirror of your mind. If you live surrounded by disorganized energy, your finances will reflect chaos. If you place your wealth in corners of fear, secrecy, or waste, your fortune will echo those same vibrations. And yet, once you understand this hidden law, you can change everything. You can choose different spaces, different rituals, and transform your house into a sanctuary of prosperity instead of a prison of scarcity. But why has no one told you this before? Because most people fear the invisible. They want explanations they can touch, numbers they can calculate, reasons that can be measured. They do not understand that what cannot be seen often shapes what can. This is why so many remain trapped in endless work without ever tasting freedom. They are fighting against invisible chains without even realizing it. The moment you begin to question the unseen, a door opens, and through that door, you begin to sense patterns. Why some families always seem to struggle while others attract opportunities as if by magic. Why some people always feel burdened while others flow with ease. These are not coincidences. These are laws. Laws as old as time, whispered by sages and ignored by those too blind to see. So let me ask you, if there truly are 7 forbidden places in your home where money should never rest, wouldn't you want to know them? If your fortune is being drained not by fate but by choice, wouldn't you want to change it right now? And if all it took to shift your destiny was moving your wealth to a place of power, wouldn't that be the simplest and most important decision of your life? The human mind resists the unknown. It prefers the familiar, even when the familiar is painful. But growth only comes when we dare to look at what we have ignored. That is why this knowledge feels so unsettling. It is asking you to confront the possibility that your poverty has not been an accident, but the consequence of unconscious rituals repeated again and again. And once you see this, you cannot unsee it. You will no longer look at your home in the same way. Every corner will demand your attention. Every drawer will seem to whisper. Every room will feel alive with questions. Is this space protecting me, or is it betraying me? And so, as you sit here now, you must decide whether to turn away or to keep watching, because what comes next is not just information, it is revelation. You are about to uncover secrets that could shift the flow of energy in your home forever. And once revealed, these secrets will demand action. The only question is, will you be ready to face them? Have you ever entered a house and felt an immediate weight in the air, as if the walls were breathing tension, or stepped into another home and felt peace, calm, and even a sense of safety without knowing why? These are not coincidences. Your home is alive with invisible energy, and that energy does not only affect your emotions, it affects your money, your opportunities, your entire sense of stability. Every space carries its own silent language, and the most powerful lesson hidden here is this: where your money rests, your destiny follows. Think about the bedroom where you sleep. It is not just a place of rest. It is a sanctuary where your mind leaves the noise of the world and seeks renewal. But imagine that under the mattress or inside the bed frame, your money is trapped. You believe it is safe there, close to you, hidden from the eyes of others. Yet every night while your body tries to restore its energy, your wealth absorbs vibrations of fear, secrecy, and heaviness. You wake up tired, anxious, uncertain. The very space meant to recharge your spirit becomes an altar of hidden worry. Many people repeat this without question, not realizing they are sleeping on top of a symbol of scarcity. Can you see how your money, instead of flowing, becomes imprisoned by the very place where you seek peace? Or take the kitchen, a place of nourishment, warmth, and transformation. Families gather there, meals are prepared, life is sustained. It feels like the heart of the home. But the kitchen is also a place where things are constantly consumed. Fire burns, food disappears, and transformation is endless. When money is kept there, it shares the same fate as the food on the table. It is consumed, burned, and never lasts. That is why so many people who hide their savings in kitchen drawers or cupboards feel that no matter how much they try to hold on to it, it melts away as if swallowed by invisible flames. You may have seen this in your own life or in the lives of others. Money that comes but vanishes faster than it should. Now you know why. And what about the bathroom? At first it may sound ridiculous to hide money there, but many people believe it is discreet, a place no one would think to look. Yet the bathroom is the space of release, cleansing, and letting go. Water carries waste away, and when money is kept there, it carries away your prosperity too. It is the silent ritual of washing abundance down the drain. The flow of water mirrors the flow of your fortune, making it impossible to hold on to stability. Have you noticed how often, after an unexpected bill, another follows, as if money were literally slipping away? This is the hidden pattern of placing wealth in a space that symbolizes loss. These examples may sound symbolic, but that is precisely the point. Symbols shape reality. Our subconscious responds to them even when our conscious mind ignores them. The places where you keep your wealth tell your deeper self whether you are safe, whether you are growing, or whether you are slowly losing control. Imagine someone hiding money in the bathroom. Every time they open that drawer or cabinet, even unconsciously, their mind connects wealth with waste. Over time, this thought pattern shapes their behavior, their emotions, and their financial results. This is why many work hard yet always feel like they are stuck in the same cycle. They are not only fighting external circumstances, they are fighting the symbols inside their own home. Now, let me ask you something very personal. When you think of your house right now, can you already imagine where your money is sleeping? Is it in a place of peace, light, and stability, or in a place of fear, waste, and consumption? This is not just about money. This is about the energy you allow to guide your life. Because where money rests, the energy of your future is being written silently. What is astonishing is how simple the solution can be. Moving your money from one place to another may seem like a small action, but it can create a radical shift in your life. It is like moving a seed from dry sand into fertile soil. Suddenly, the seed has a chance to grow, expand, and become what it was meant to be. The same with your wealth. Once placed in a sacred and strong environment, it multiplies. And more importantly, it changes the way you see yourself. You no longer act from fear, but from confidence. You no longer feel the emptiness of loss, but the presence of stability. This is the power of awareness. Once you see it, you cannot go back. Once you understand the hidden influence of these spaces, every room in your house feels different. Every corner begins to speak. And with each word, you realize that your fortune was never only about numbers. It was always about energy, symbols, and choices. The invisible shapes the visible. The hidden decides the destiny of the seen. Now, I want you to do something powerful to seal this knowledge into your mind. Write in the comments right now, "I accept the gold." By writing it, you are declaring that you no longer allow hidden poverty to rule your life. You are saying yes to abundance, yes to new opportunities, yes to the energy of prosperity flowing into your home. Do not underestimate this act. It is not just a sentence. It is a ritual, a declaration of transformation. The more you affirm it, the more your subconscious begins to align with prosperity. And for those who truly feel chosen to break the cycle of scarcity, look now for the red button somewhere in the corner of the screen. Only the chosen will click it. Only the chosen will subscribe to this channel and be blessed by the flow of abundance that is waiting to reach them. Do not wait. Do not hesitate. If you feel the call, act now. Because in that single act, you are proving to yourself that you are no longer a prisoner of chance. You are the author of your abundance, the guardian of your fortune, the chosen of your own destiny. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to carry invisible chains when it comes to money? They work with discipline, they save carefully, but still they live with the heavy sensation that wealth does not belong to them. The truth is that many of these chains are not forged in banks or offices. They are forged at home, in the silent places where money is stored, forgotten, or hidden. And the most dangerous part is that these choices appear normal, even logical, yet they create a storm of negative energy that shapes financial destiny. Take the example of keeping money near electronic devices, a drawer next to the television, a box near the computer, a little envelope beside the microwave. On the surface, it feels harmless. But what happens when the waves of those devices, filled with instability and constant motion, begin to interact with the subtle energy of money? The result is agitation, nervousness, and chaos. Have you ever noticed how difficult it is to make calm, rational decisions when your environment is filled with noise and distraction? Money exposed to these vibrations absorbs the same restlessness. Instead of supporting growth, it pushes you into impulsive spending, risky choices, or the feeling that control is always slipping away. Now pause for a moment and ask yourself, how many times have you regretted a financial decision that felt rushed, chaotic, or clouded by pressure? Could it be that the very place you chose to hide your savings has been training your mind to behave this way all along? Think also of the attic, a space above your head, usually dark, dusty, and forgotten. Some people believe that hiding money there keeps it safe because it is out of sight. But the attic carries its own symbolism. It represents what is distant, what is stored away, what is unreachable. When money is left there, it becomes a reflection of those same qualities. Opportunities feel distant, prosperity seems out of reach, and every attempt to access stability comes with obstacles. Have you ever felt that your goals were always just one step further, as if something was keeping them away? Perhaps the answer has been sitting in your attic all this time. But wait, why would such a simple choice have such power? Because symbols are stronger than we admit. The subconscious mind does not separate the physical from the symbolic. It interprets everything. So if your money is kept in a place of dust, confusion, and distance, your mind learns to associate wealth with the same qualities. And once that association is formed, it becomes a silent program, running in the background of your life, repeating the same cycle again and again. Now let us look at the garage, a place of movement, entrances and exits. Cars leave, objects pile up, things come and go. Many believe it is practical to keep money there, especially in a box or even in a hidden compartment. But the garage is never still. Its energy is temporary, transitional. Money left there mirrors that instability. It enters and leaves your life as quickly as a car drives in and out. Have you experienced this sensation? That no matter how much you earn, it vanishes almost immediately, leaving no trace? Can you see now how the space itself might be shaping this outcome? And yet, these truths often remain invisible because we are conditioned to look only at numbers, not at energy. People believe financial failure is about income or expenses, but behind those visible factors there are invisible currents. These currents are shaped by choices you barely notice. The drawer, the box, the hidden corner. What if the fortune you are chasing has always been in your hands but lost its power because of where you chose to place it? Now let me break the flow with a simple but profound question. If you walked into your garage or attic right now, what would you feel? Not what you see, but what you feel. Is it order, clarity, and safety? Or is it chaos, dust, and impermanence? The answer may be closer to your financial truth than you ever imagined. The most shocking part is that these mistakes are repeated across generations. Children watch their parents hide money in these very places. They inherit not only the practice, but the energy attached to it. Entire families live with the same cycles of scarcity, never questioning the rituals that silently sabotage them. Imagine how many lives have been shaped by these unconscious habits. And imagine what could happen if one person finally broke the chain. Do you see how this opens a door to responsibility? If symbols create reality, then every object, every choice, every hiding place is a message you are sending to the universe about your relationship with wealth. And the universe responds, not to what you say, but to what you practice. So the question is, what message are you sending right now? Are you saying, I am ready for abundance? Or are you whispering, I am afraid, I must hide, I must let go? Think of this. A person keeps money near their work desk, inside the drawer where papers pile up, where stress lingers, where deadlines press like shadows. Every time they open that drawer, they see confusion, responsibility, and tension. Their money absorbs the same vibration. And so instead of becoming a source of joy and growth, it becomes another reminder of stress. Can you imagine how different life would feel if that same money rested in a space of peace, light, and intention? This is not just about moving objects. This is about breaking mental chains. Every time you shift your money from a place of chaos to a place of harmony, you are reprogramming your subconscious. You are telling yourself that wealth belongs to clarity, to protection, to sacredness, and your actions begin to align with that new belief. Suddenly, opportunities feel closer, decisions become clearer, and money seems to stay longer in your hands. Is it magic? Or is it the natural result of changing the invisible patterns that guide your reality? Now stop and ask, if you had the chance to reprogram your home right now, would you take it? Would you move your wealth from symbols of loss to symbols of abundance? Would you dare to break the habits of generations and choose a new path? Or would you let the silence of your home continue shaping your future in ways you cannot control? You see, suspense is not only in stories, it is in your life. At this very moment, you are living inside a mystery. Your house is the stage, your money is the actor, and you are the author who decides whether the play ends in prosperity or poverty. But the script will not rewrite itself. Only you can pick up the pen and change the ending. And this is where the surprise lies. The forbidden places we have uncovered are not curses. They are warnings. Warnings that, once understood, become opportunities. They force you to see that the path to prosperity is not in distant lands, but in your own home, in the most ordinary spaces you once ignored. What could be more powerful than realizing that the key to abundance was always in your hands, waiting for you to use it? So ask yourself again, where is your money sleeping tonight? In chaos or in harmony? In secrecy or in sacredness? In fear or in faith? The answer will not only tell you where your fortune is today, it will tell you where your destiny is heading tomorrow. And as you reflect on this, remember, the most dangerous prison is not built of iron or stone, but of habits you never question. Break them now, and the doors of abundance may open wider than you ever dreamed. It is easy to believe that money is only numbers in a bank account or pieces of paper in a wallet. But stories from across the world remind us that money has always carried symbolic weight, far beyond its physical form. In ancient China, coins were tied with red strings and placed in specific corners of the home to invite prosperity. In India, families performed rituals to bless the place where they stored their gold, believing the energy of the storage space itself could decide whether fortune would multiply or disappear. And even in modern societies, statistics reveal how closely financial well-being is tied to environment. Studies in psychology show that people who live in cluttered, disorganized homes are far more likely to feel financial anxiety, regardless of their actual income. This proves a truth we often ignore. Environment shapes not only how we feel, but how money flows into and out of our lives. Now imagine a person who carefully hides their savings in a drawer next to their television. They believe it is clever because nobody will look there. But while the money rests in that drawer, the television is on for hours every day, pouring out noise, light, constant motion. The energy of distraction fills the room, and without noticing, the person begins to mirror it. Decisions become rushed, focus becomes harder, and financial planning feels overwhelming. Global data tells us that the average person spends more than 6 hours a day looking at screens. That is, almost half of waking life consumed by restless energy. Is it any surprise that money stored next to these machines begins to reflect the same instability? The story of this person is not unique. Millions repeat it daily, never asking if the very act of hiding money near electronics is feeding the very chaos they want to escape. Think also of the attic. In Europe, it was once common to hide valuables in the highest parts of the house, under the roof. Families believed distance meant safety, but those spaces became places of dust, neglect, and forgetfulness. How many of us today keep boxes in attics filled with forgotten objects? Each box is a symbol of delay, a reminder of dreams placed later. And when money rests there, it joins the forgotten. You might earn enough, but the opportunities to use it well feel distant, like something always postponed. Statistics show that households in developed countries hold an average of 30% of their assets in unused or forgotten storage, often losing track of what they own. When applied to money, this is devastating. It creates the psychological weight of distance, of never having enough at hand. Ask yourself, how many opportunities in your life have slipped away because you felt resources were never ready when you needed them? Now let us walk into the garage, a place of cars, movement, entrances and exits. Across the world, garages are the least organized spaces in homes. Surveys show that more than 50% of people cannot even park their car inside because the space is filled with unused objects. Chaos, impermanence, constant flow. And when money is kept there, it shares the same fate. It comes and goes with no stability. It is not by accident that those who use transitional spaces to hide wealth often report the sensation that money evaporates as fast as it arrives. Life begins to feel like a race: earn, spend, lose, repeat. There is no permanence, no lasting foundation. Do you recognize this feeling? The garage, meant to protect, becomes a symbol of impermanence. And when wealth is trapped in impermanence, the future feels like quicksand. But perhaps the most deceptive of all places is the office drawer, the desk where you sit to work, calculate, and struggle with deadlines. At first, it feels rational to keep money there. After all, it is close to the place of productivity. Yet, this is the exact reason it becomes dangerous. Every time you open that drawer, your eyes meet stress, unfinished tasks, papers, obligations. The vibration of the workplace is one of pressure, not abundance. And money placed there begins to vibrate with the same tension. Research shows that work-related stress is now considered one of the main causes of depression and anxiety globally, with financial anxiety intensifying the cycle. Can you see the trap? The place where you fight for stability becomes the very place that poisons it. This is why people who keep money in their work drawers often report never feeling at ease, no matter how much they earn. Let us pause and reflect. If your money is linked every day to noise, dust, chaos, or stress, how can you expect it to bring peace, abundance, and security? The story is not about superstition. It is about psychology, energy, and symbols. Your mind absorbs the association again and again. Wealth is linked to chaos, to impermanence, to fear, and your behavior follows. This is why people repeat cycles for decades without understanding why. But there is another layer, one that shocks because it shows just how universal this pattern is. Anthropologists studying tribal societies found that even in communities without money, storage places for valuables followed rituals. Some tribes kept sacred items wrapped in cloth, placed near fire for warmth, or buried in the earth for protection. These choices were not random. They reflected a deep understanding that where you keep your treasures decides how they live in your spirit. And today we continue those rituals without knowing. The only difference is that our treasures are banknotes, coins, and credit cards. The principle has not changed. So the question stands before you. Where has your money been living? In the chaos of electronics, in the dust of the attic, in the impermanence of the garage, in the stress of the office drawer, or in a place of light, calm, and intention? The statistics, the stories, the facts from across cultures all point to one truth. Money is more than matter. It is a mirror of energy. And if you are not careful, your home may already be teaching your wealth to vanish, not to stay. Imagine now the weight of realizing this. Think of someone who has worked 20 years, always struggling, always repeating the same financial storms. Then one day, they walk into their home with new eyes. They look at the drawer next to the computer, the forgotten attic, the messy garage, the crowded desk, and they see not storage, but symbols. They see the hidden programs that have been writing their financial script. And with that realization, everything changes. Because knowledge is the first act of freedom. This is where the narrative takes its sharp turn. The hidden places are no longer secrets. They are exposed. And with exposure comes choice. You now know the traps, the illusions of security that actually feed instability. The real question is not whether they exist. The real question is, what will you do with this knowledge? Will you keep repeating the patterns, or will you dare to move your money into places that honor it, protect it, and amplify it? Because the truth is clear, Until you shift the environment, the cycle continues. But the moment you take action, even the smallest step, the current begins to change. And once you feel the current change, you will never again underestimate the power of the space where your money sleeps. There comes a moment when knowledge can no longer remain just words, when awareness demands action. You have now uncovered truths that most people will never hear in their lifetime. You have seen how the invisible energy of your home, the hidden symbols of your daily habits, and the unconscious choices of where you place your money shape not only your finances, but your entire sense of stability and freedom. To leave this wisdom unpracticed would be to close the door you have just opened. And so, this final part is not only a conclusion, it is an invitation to transform awareness into action. Begin with observation. Tonight, when you are alone and the house is quiet, walk through your rooms with new eyes. Look at each drawer, each corner, each hiding place, and ask yourself, what energy does this space carry? Is it a place of peace or of tension, of light or of shadows? Do not judge, only notice. Awareness is the first step because it turns the unconscious into the conscious. Once you see the truth, you cannot unsee it. Next, remove your money from the forbidden spaces. Do not delay. Take it out from under mattresses, away from bathrooms, far from electronic chaos, out of garages, attics, or drawers filled with stress. Each act of removing is symbolic. It is the moment you declare to yourself and to the universe that you are breaking with old rituals of loss. Even if it feels uncomfortable, even if part of you resists, remember, resistance is the voice of old chains trying to hold you back. Then choose with intention where your money will now live. Create a sacred place, a place that feels aligned with peace and abundance. It does not need to be extravagant. It may be a small box of wood or ceramic, placed in a clean, calm space of your bedroom. You may add symbols that elevate energy. A healthy plant, a crystal, a candle, or a simple affirmation written on paper. Each time you place money there, do it with gratitude. Say quietly, I honor this energy and I invite it to grow. Yet what matters is not the object itself, but the meaning you give to it. You are creating not just a storage place, but an anchor for prosperity. After creating this sacred space, make it a living ritual. Once a week, sit in front of it and reflect. Count your money with gratitude, not anxiety. Remember what it represents. Your work, your choices, your energy. Feel the stability that grows when you treat it not as fear, but as flow. This weekly moment becomes a dialogue with abundance, a conversation between your conscious mind and the invisible field of energy around you. Add to this the practice of cleaning. Just as you clean your body, your home, and your mind, clean the spaces where your wealth rests. Keep them free from dust, clutter, and disorder. Research shows that clean environments reduce stress, improve focus, and increase feelings of control. On a deeper level, cleanliness symbolizes respect. When you clean the space of your money, you are telling the universe, I respect what I have, and I am ready for more. Another practice is gratitude. Each time money enters your life, no matter how small, pause and give thanks. Do not wait for large sums. Gratitude for the small is the magnet for the greater. Say to yourself, I am grateful for every blessing, and I open my hands to receive more. This simple act reshapes your subconscious. Instead of focusing on lack, it focuses on growth. And where focus goes, energy flows. Visualization is also a powerful tool. Once a day, close your eyes for 3 minutes and imagine your money multiplying in its sacred place. See it glowing with light, radiating strength, attracting opportunities. Feel the emotion of security, the peace of knowing you are safe. Science has shown that visualization activates the same neural pathways as real experiences. What you imagine, with intensity you prepare to manifest. And finally, speak affirmations. Words are seeds, and when repeated with faith, they take root in the subconscious. Choose simple phrases such as, I am a magnet for prosperity. My home radiates abundance. My money flows, grows, and stays. Repeat them aloud each morning. At first it may feel strange, but over time, your inner dialogue changes, and with it, your actions and results. Now you have a plan. Observe, remove, choose, create, clean, give thanks. Visualize and affirm. These steps are simple, but they are powerful because they combine physical action with psychological reprogramming and spiritual intention. They break the cycle of unconscious rituals and replace them with conscious ones. And when repeated consistently, they transform not only the flow of money, but the way you live, think, and feel. Ask yourself now, will you be the one who listens and forgets, or the one who listens and transforms? Will you leave this knowledge behind as just another story, or will you use it as the key to build a different future? The choice is yours, and the choice is now. Before we end, let us connect once more. If these words touched you, if you felt even a spark of truth in them, take one small action today. Subscribe to this channel by clicking the button below so that you remain connected to knowledge that uplifts, guides, and protects. Like this video if you believe in planting seeds of prosperity not only for yourself, but for others who need to hear this message. And share in the comments, anonymously if you wish, your doubts, your stories, or the practices you plan to start. Your words will not only liberate you, they will inspire others to act as well. Together, step by step, we can turn hidden scarcity into living abundance.